know, all his life is boxing. Spncer joins us now from his base in the United Kingdom to talk about boxing. Hello, Spncer. I mean, wow, nice to see you. Nice to have you in the program. How are you doing?
How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm all right. I mean, we've been here. We've been talking so many things that has to do with boxing. 2018 is great. In your own thoughts, what do you think for 2018 in boxing?
Listen, it's a fantastic time for boxing. Period. It's a great time for the sport of young Nigerians who are coming through, who are of British descent and Nigerian descent of dual nationality, and we need to get behind them. I'm saying to listen, we have a superb talent fighting next week in Larry Kandao, who the natural, who is one of the best single talents that I've ever seen. I've watched a lot of boxing, and I'm saying for natural ability and talent and skill and the things that he possesses, he's a very, very talented guy. So I urge all Nigerians to come out and support your own. We like to talk about we're supporting our own. It was Marcus Garvey that famously said that if we knew of the greatness of where we came from, we'd be less inclined to disrespect ourselves. Now we have to look at this now and say that somebody like Larry Kandao is absolutely superb, and we should all be behind this young man because he is that good. Trust me.
Brilliant. Another fight I could like to bring you in will be the David Haye fight, which is coming up very soon. I mean, this is something many people have talked about. Is it going to be an easy one for David Haye? You think?
An easy one? Did he not lose the last fight? So how's it easy?
Because many people are saying, oh, he now discovers his mistake, so he's going to have an easy one this time.
Listen to me, sir, please. I know boxing, and the gentleman sat beside you there, Ben Gray, knows boxing, but Ben Gray has to admit that I know more than he. So
I do.
Right?
Okay, hold on, let me bring Ben in. Ben, your comments on that?
I agree. Spncer Fearon, in the whole world of boxing, there's three names I listen to intently, and Spncer is one of those names. I learn from Spncer on a regular basis. No doubt about it.
Good. So if that's the case, Spncer, who wins the fight between David Haye and Tony Bellew?
Sorry, 1 second, sir. See, Ben, you're making me blush, but you can't see it right now. What I'm saying is, it's not an easy fight, but I was very, very impressed and surprised at David Haye's attitude. Now, David Haye has taken this new, I don't know if he's studying Buddhism now, because he's become this peace and love kind of character now. So as he's become this character, he's become more humble. He knows the mistakes that were made in the first fight, but we're looking at someone like Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew is WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. He is the complete athlete because the man religiously trains. He has no off days. A fight like this, David Haye has a lot to prove. He got beat the last time, and people are saying, well, he got injured, but you have to ask yourself, what round did David Haye get injured in? It's not like he started off the fight and was injured straight away, and Tony Bellew was still in the fight. The general consensus was that David Haye is going to turn up, and it's going to be quite simple, that David Haye hits Tony Bellew and Tony Bellew hits the floor, and that wasn't the case. Tony Bellew is a very, very smart character, very smart individual, and I think this fight's got to be down to desire and who wants it the most. And we are not really going to know until the first bell rings, and that's what makes this fight very interesting.
All right. Let me bring David. David, why are you hanging on with us, Spncer? Let me bring in David. David, I mean, you've seen, you've heard everything they were saying. You're still a young boxer.
Yeah.
You've seen the part one, if we will call it that.
Yeah.
Your thoughts for part two?
I think David is like they say, it's a young man's sport, and I think maybe he might have worn himself out. The best years are past him now, and I just think, if anything, he might get another injury. I just don't think it's the same David Haye. So I think Tony Bellew, he'll probably become victorious again in the second part. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. If you want to join us on the program, and of course you want to have your own thoughts, remember you can tweet or perhaps you can also go to our Facebook and of course contribute to the program. I'm running as fast because there's so much to discuss about. Okay, we have Joshua and Parker. You've talked about it, so let's quickly go to Spncer. Spncer, another big fight is coming up. David Hay, Joshua and Parker. That's another fight that everybody wants to see. But before you answer that question, how true is it that those in America doesn't even know who Joshua is?
That's a lie. People in America don't know who Joshua is? No. It could be the other way around. People in America don't know who Deontay Wilder is. We saw this a few months ago when Eddie Hearn, the promoter of Anthony Joshua, was in New York and he's walking around asking people, do you know who Deontay Wilder was? And people didn't know who he was. Now, we can't look on somebody like let me tell you this. Anthony Joshua is now sponsored by Under Armour in the middle of a big game between the Knicks, the New York Knicks. They stopped the game to have an advertisement, and it was the advert of running constantly of Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is building momentum. Anthony Joshua is a person that encompasses being from the UK, but also is very proud of his Nigerian heritage. He also eats a lot of pounded yam. I know this personally because I know Anthony very well. He eats a lot of pounded yam. It's the good aguse with the proper pepper sauce inside of it. So Anthony Joshua, as far as I am concerned, everybody should be behind this man because he's not perpetuating a stereotype. He's a decent role model. If we got young kids, you want to look at somebody like Anthony Joshua, and America begrudgingly knows who he is because America knows that their heavyweight champion, who owns the WBC title, that Anthony Joshua would whoop his bottom. So they know this. They know this. Get behind Anthony Joshua. The guy is a beautiful human being as well as a beautiful and a very hard-hitting boxer.
Good. Spncer, I'm going to ask you a question, but that will be after my break. But just for you to think about it, what do you think will happen in 2018? I would like some predictions from you. What you think will happen from now till December and all of that. Just keep thinking about it before I come back to you. Guys, this also goes to you. I want you to begin to think about that. So what we're going to do is that we're going to quickly take a break now. When we come back, ABC Sports continue. It's boxing all the way. Stay with me. Okay. Oh, good. Okay.
Torrance to put it up, and she does.
Ritter hangs and hits off the square.
And Messerman gets in. Beautiful play. Spectacular play, my friend. Hoshi-Sue has put Korea in front. She is like a panther stalking its prey right now. And Japan have won a true classic.
Akina drive lane open, takes it to the hole.
Injecting some Nigerian nitro into their offense.
Long three on the way. Nothing but net.
Senegal wanting a strong finish in.
Ishal Alvin gets it, goes in, scores. It doesn't get any better than this, folks.
Brilliant. It's still ABC Sports with yours sincerely, Chris Obukwalo. If you're just joining us, can I just say that you just come in at the late hours? However, we open the doors to you to see the final lap of it. It's just sincerely, Chris Obukwalo. Ben is here with me. David is also here with me. I mean, there are so many Goliaths which will be defeated. And far away, but yet still close to us, is Spncer. We're looking at boxing for 2018. Who will be those whose name will be, painted in the rainbow colors? Those who will be sung and the songs of victory will be, around them for 2018. Spncer, Ben, David, all clustered around me to give me the results. First, before I discharge Spncer, let me bring him again. Spncer, this is your time for anything you say. Be aware that anything you say right now is being stored and kept for 2019 to happen. So what do you think? What do you foresee for 2018?
For 2018, I see the comeback of Tyson Fury, who's now signed with MTK Global, and a lot of momentum behind Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury is still recognized as a heavyweight champion. Even they took away his title unjustly, so my fingers crossed for someone like a Tyson Fury to come back really, really strongly. And a big major fight for him would be against Anthony Joshua, but I don't think that's going to happen this year. It may happen next year, but I do see Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder getting it on. I think Anthony Joshua is going to be victorious on March 31st, and when he beats Josie Parker, that means that he will have 3 of the major 4 belts, and then he's going to move on and fight Deontay Wilder in a massive fight. And hopefully that fight could be in Nigeria. It could be the Rumble in the Jungle too, because we need to bring things back to the root, and the root of civilization, the creator civilization, is in Africa, and Anthony Joshua needs to fight out in Nigeria because he's a proud Nigerian as well as him being British. I also see Amir Khan fighting Kell Brook. That will be a really, really, really big fight. I could see that fight happening maybe around September time. I could also see there's a really good welterweight called Errol Spence, who's the IBF champion. And I could see Errol Spence squaring off with Keith Thurman, who is the WBC and WBA champion. I see those two squaring off. I see Lomachenko, Vasily Lomachenko, who's rated like one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world right now, who's down at super featherweight. I can see him fighting Manny Pacquiao this year, and there's so many great fights. Terence Crawford, who's the undisputed junior welterweight champion, I can see him moving up to welterweight and winning the crown there. We've got it's a great time for boxing. If we look on the light heavyweights in the country, in our country right now, there's a very good kid who's a WBO European champion, Anthony Yard. Anthony Yard's moving on very, very well. I can see him becoming British champion against Frank Buglioni. Hopefully that happens later on in the year. And there's another kid called Joshua Buatsi, who was an Olympian 2 years ago, won the bronze medal at light heavyweight. I can see Joshua Buatsi doing some fantastic things as well. Then we've got Lawrence Okoli, who's another Nigerian who just won the British Beef fight. Was a massive fight. He just won that fight. I can see him learning a steady progression, most probably picking up a British title as well. It is a fantastic time for boxing. The young guy who you got in the studio right now, Daniel Aziz, I've watched a couple of your fights, Daniel, and I know you know who I am. You know I know this game. Trust me, you are the new Marvin Hagler. All you got to do now is cut your hair off, because you wear the same shorts, you got the kind of same style, you got the perpetual movement like Hagler. You throw the jabs very similar to him, and all I want to see you now is start switching southpaw. You could be the new Marvin Hagler, my friend.
Good.
No, thank you, Spncer. It means a lot coming from you. And just to say, obviously, Marvin Hagler, that is my favourite fighter, and who I started watching. One of the fighters I started watching before I started boxing. So yeah, that's where the inspiration comes from. Yeah.
Good. Spncer, thank you very much for joining us.
You now cut your hair off.
I'll think about it.
Spncer, thank you very much. You are the Joseph of football. You predict, and I think they happen. Of boxing actually. Thank you very much, Spncer. We'll get you again at some point.
Thank you for having me on the show. Keep it up. Keep up all the good work. Peace and blessings and love to all my Nigerian brothers and sisters.
Good.
I'm out.
Thank you, Spncer. Wow. Okay, Ben.